Now, many of you already know that Nio sell premium electric vehicles, meaning that, ladies and gents, the segment that, of course, Nio is currently selling their cars at is not the same segment that you would find on most of the companies that are selling this electric vehicle. When you talk about Nio, you talk about Mercedes, BMW, Volvo, Land Rover. Those are the kind of cars that if you are to compare Nio, you need to, of course, check those kind of cars because it is in the same segment or in the same of course category as those luxury brands. Now with that, ladies and gents, Nio, you will know that they are selling their cars all over China and in Europe. And ladies and gents, in some of the cities in China or some of the big cities in China, Nio is dominating this premium electric vehicle segment which they find themselves in, because as seen on the screen, ladies and gents, for the month of October, Nio in Shanghai was in the top of the ladder because they sold over 2,400 vehicles in Shanghai, meaning that when comparing to all those other luxury brands like BMW, as seen on the screen, Mercedes, Nio came at the top. And this is, of course, on the category of cars over 300 or around 300,000 RMB. This is something that shows you that Nio, it is doing pretty good, or it is doing pretty well in its segment. One of the problem or mistakes that I've picked up from some of the retail investor is that they want to compare Nio with EV makers like XPeng. They want to compare Nio with, of course, EV makers that don't fall under the same category or segment as Nio. Nio is a premium or sells premium vehicles or premium models, which is why when you compare Nio, you need to compare it against vehicles in the same category. So Shanghai, ladies and gents, for the month of October, which by the way, those deliveries for October were over 16,000, 2,400 or over 2,400 vehicles came from Shanghai, which Nio was the leader when you look at the vehicles that are over, of course, 300,000 RMB. This is something that makes me to be excited and makes me or shows me that Nio is doing pretty good. Yes, probably it's not selling the kind of vehicles that we want them to sell, but ladies and gents, they are doing pretty good in their segment, which is what is very important. But of course, before I forget the households, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not professional financial advice video. I would really appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about Nio. So, ladies and gents, 2,405 vehicles which they sold in Shanghai for the month of October. This is something that is good because it puts them, like I said, at the top of the ladder in Shanghai when we look into the entire new energy vehicles market there, which is something that is pretty good. So I'm very excited about this, and those of you that have been on this channel, you will know that Nio is one of the stocks that I talk a lot about because I believe in their fundamentals and their future prospects. Numbers like this are the ones that makes me to remain bullish, long and strong onto the Nio stock. So Shanghai, it appears that it's one of the cities in China that Nio is dominating when you look at, of course, the vehicles in its segment of vehicles over 300,000 RMB, which is something that is pretty good to say that some of the cities in China, Nio is dominating, which is something that is pretty good. Now on the second place, we've got BMW with over 1,800 of course vehicles recorded for October. Then we've got Mercedes, then Audi, then the other ones, which is something that, like I said, once again, this shows you that Nio is doing pretty good over and above the other, of course, luxury brands that are being sold, or NEV luxury brands that are being sold in China at the moment. So I'm very excited about this, and of course tomorrow you will know that we get to see the NEV insurance registrations, and hopefully we get to see a better number than the number we saw last week. You will know that last week Nio recorded 4,200 or had 4,200 as their NEV insurance registration for the period which started on the 30th, I think, to the 5th, which is something that of course would like to see the growth continue, which of course we look forward, or I look forward to that number tomorrow. But hopefully, at least, even if they don't get maybe to beat last week, at least they must keep their NEV insurance registration at least over 4,000, which of course will give us hope that chances are that Nio we might hit an all-time high in terms of deliveries come the day when the November deliveries are announced. This is something that I look forward to. This is something that I hope as new investors we look forward to. And once again, I would say I know that of course Nio probably is not delivering the kind of deliveries that probably we expected, but they are growing in terms of deliveries. There is growth. I mean, you will know that from January to October, Nio's growth when comparing to last year 2022, deliveries have grown by over 36%, which is something that of course it is supposed to be good, because as long as we are seeing growth, it is still considered to be good. The Nio continues to grow, which is something that makes me to be hopeful, confident that even going forward we'll see Nio continue growing. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And once subscribed, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy Nio for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell, because this is a stock that is quite volatile in the market, meaning that you can be up, or it can be up 5% today, down 10% tomorrow. But as long as you know the fundamentals and you know the future prospects, I think you should be alright, and will definitely one day be rewarded from, of course, us holding the stock during these times where it's almost at its 52-week close. So I'm very excited, and that's all from me, and God bless you all.